Now let us discuss about depth first search. In short, we can call it as DFS in artificial intelligence. First, let us see some important points on the DFS. Depth first search, that is DFS, comes under uninformed or blind search technique. Uninformed search technique means no domain knowledge. So domain knowledge is not needed. Uninformed search technique means no heuristic function. Heuristic functions are not needed. Whereas in informed search technique, domain knowledge is needed as well as heuristic function is needed. Uninformed search technique doesn't use any additional information about the goal state. So uninformed search technique means it doesn't need any domain knowledge about the goal state. Okay. DFS is also called as blind search technique, that is brute force technique. Why? Because DFS explores the nodes blindly without worrying about whether that path produces best solution or not. Okay, it doesn't worry about that. DFS or BFS blindly explores the nodes without worrying about whether that path may leads best solution or not. Okay, so next point, DFS uses stack data structure for its implementation. We know that stack works based on the principle of LIFO. LIFO means last in first out. The element which is inserted last will be deleted first from the stack. It is called as DFS because it starts from the root node and follows each path up to the deepest level, depth level, up to the deepest level before moving to the next node. So let us assume that here A is the root node. So we have to start from the root node and we have to go to the deepest. That is the point here. Because it starts from the root node and follows each path. Here we are selecting this path and follows each path up to the deepest level before moving to the next path. Here first we are moving deepest level to this path, and after this there are no adjacent vertices of D. So we have to do the backtracking. So that's why this is called as DFS. Now let's see the algorithm for the DFS. So first step, start at the root node. So for space constraints, I am erasing this portion. So all these points are over except the last 3 points. All these points are over. So start at the root node. So here this is the root node. A is the root node. Next, second step, expand one of the chain nodes of the root node. Expand one of the chain nodes of the root node. So here A is the root node. We have to push A onto the stack. So here A is traversed. A is displayed. Why? Because DFS means we have to traverse all the nodes one by one. Okay. Or a start node is given as well as goal state is given. So we need to find the path, best path from the start node to the goal node. Okay. So here, what is the second step? We have to expand one of the chain nodes of the root node. Here we can expand, we can select either this node or this node. It is our choice. Here I am selecting this node. So we need to push that node onto the stack. We know that on stack we can perform both insertion, push and pop operation from the top end. Okay. Next point, explore the chain nodes, go deeper. So we need to explore in this path, go deeper. So we have to go in the deepest level. Okay. A, solution, that is goal state is found. B, the branch ends. So that means there is dead end. So there are no nodes to visit. So if you see here B, so we have to go in this path. So first we are starting from A. Next we are selecting B. Next B childs are D and E. But here DFS means we have to select a path and we have to go deepest in that path. So go deepest. So now we need to push D onto the stack. Already B is pushed. So traverse this node AB. So AB is displayed. AB is displayed. Next, D is the adjacent node. So push D onto the stack. So D is also displayed. Next, there are no adjacent nodes of D. So here we got the dead end. So whenever we got the dead end, then what we have to do is backtrack to explore unexplored siblings. So that means now we have to do the backtracking. So do the backtracking. So go to its parent node. Okay. So backtracking means we have to remove this node. We have to do the pop operation. So now what is the node? B. So we need to explore unexplored siblings of this node. So what are the unexplored siblings of B? D is already explored, but E is not explored. So now push E onto the stack. Push E onto the stack. So now we have to go in this path. Okay. Now there are no adjacent vertices of E. So we have to do the backtracking. We have to do the backtracking. Now do the backtracking. So backtracking means we have to remove this node. We have to remove this node. Now B. There are no adjacent vertices of B. So again we have to do the backtracking. So this B, again we have to do the backtracking. So this B is also deleted. Okay. Now we have A. Now is there any adjacent vertices of A? Yes. The C is not explored. So now we have to push the C onto the stack. So we have A, on stack we have A. So now on top of A we have C. So we have to traverse in this path. So again we have to select one of the unvisited adjacent vertex of C. So let us explore in this path. In this path or in this path, it is our choice. Here I am selecting this node. So go in this path. So now push F. So that means display F. Next, there are no unvisited adjacent vertices of F. So we have to do the backtracking. So backtracking means we have to remove this node. Next, is there are any unvisited adjacent vertices of C? Yes, we have G. So explore this G. So G. So now G is the output. Okay. So next, there are no unvisited adjacent vertices of G. So do the backtracking. So this node will be deleted. Next we are at C. There are no unvisited adjacent vertices of C. So do the backtracking. So we will be at A. There are no unvisited adjacent vertices of A. So now the stack is empty. So what is the output? ABD, next E, next C, F, G. So this is nothing but DFS traversal, or the start node is given as well as goal node is given. So we need to find the path from the start node to the goal node. And one more important point is DFS is incomplete. DFS is incomplete. So incomplete means, suppose if the state space is infinite, that means in this path, let us take any path. Initially, let us assume that we are starting in this path. So let us assume that here the state space is infinite. That means we have so many nodes, infinite number of nodes in that path. So now it doesn't 100% guarantee gives the solution. So that's why we are calling DFS as incomplete. So if the state space is infinite, then it doesn't give 100% guarantee that the goal state is found. Okay. Or if the graph here, instead of tree, we may have graph also. Suppose if the graph contains a cycle, then we will stay in that cycle only. So that cycle will be repeated infinitely. So that's why DFS is called as incomplete. Okay. It is not 100% guarantee that we will get the solution. So sometimes if we use the DFS, we may not get the solution. So when the state space is infinite or when the graph contains cycles. And the next point is DFS is non-optimal. So when we have multiple paths, so in order to go to the final state, when we have multiple paths, then DFS doesn't give the best path. DFS doesn't give the best path. So that is the problem with DFS. And next point, the time complexity of the DFS is order of B power D. So here B means branch factor. B means branch factor. Whereas D means depth. D means depth. So branch factor means number of children for a parent node. Here the branch factor of A is 2. Why? Because A has 2 children. Here the branch factor of B is 2. Why? Because B has 2 children. So branch factor means the number of children does a parent contain. Okay. Whereas D is nothing but deepest, depth. D is nothing but depth. Here the root node is at level 0. These nodes are at level 1. This is at level 2. These nodes are at level 2. So here the time complexity is, here what is the branch factor? Branch factor is 2. And here what is the depth here? Level 2. Okay. 2 power 2. Why? Because let us assume that the goal node is at the last level. So 2 power 2 means 4. So maximum we will get the 4 comparisons. Now let us see the advantages and disadvantages of BFS. The advantage is, we have 2 advantages. The first advantage is less memory. DFS requires less memory than BFS if the solution is found in one path. Let us assume that initially we are searching in this path only and we have the goal node in this path. Then less memory is required in order to store all these nodes. Now there is no need to explore all the remaining nodes. So we can say that DFS occupies less memory when compared with BFS when the solution is available in the initial paths only. And the next advantage is it requires less time. It requires less time than the BFS if the solution is available in the initial path only. Let the goal state is available in this path only. Then there is no need to explore the remaining paths. So we can say that it is very, very faster. Less time. We require less time. It is very, very faster approach. So these are the advantages. Now let us see the disadvantages. Here the disadvantages are, it is incomplete. Why? Because it doesn't give 100% guarantee for the solution. If the state space is infinite, that means if the graph contains infinite number of nodes, or if the graph contains cycle. And what is the second problem? It is non-optimal. So when we have solution for the multiple paths, then it doesn't give the best path. Okay. So this is about DFS, depth first search in artificial intelligence. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, as well as share the channel with your friends. Thanks for watching.